It's a bike that hadn't run in 73 years. Hi, it's Bud Wilkinson. Today it's a story on a 1932 Indian motorcycle. Yes, motorcycle, without an R. That's how the original Indian, not the current one, spelled it a century ago. Anthony Cardinale of Trumbull, Connecticut, has owned his 1932 Indian Scout model for 5 years and has spent more than 4 years getting it running. But he's known about it for much, much longer.
The backstory is in 1985, when I was in freshman year of high school, a good friend of mine, Jimmy, mentioned how his grandfather had an old Harley Davidson, which he thought was a Harley, in his basement that the engine blew in 1952. And it's been sitting in the family's house all those years.
It wasn't until 5 years ago that he was able to buy it from his friend's father, and it wasn't until this past spring that he got it running again. What possessed you to tackle something like this?
I have to admit, I had never seen the bike until we went to go pick it up, not even a picture. So we went to the storage unit. At the time, he had it in a storage unit. And when I opened the door, I looked at it and it said to myself, oh my Lord, what am I gonna do with this? This is a lot of work. It was quite intimidating, I will say. But I kind of like a challenge. And I says, I'm gonna make this thing run if it kills me. And I did, I got it to run. It took me 5 years of mechanical restoration and finding parts to finally get her to where she is now.
Parts were hard to find and the work was challenging.
The oil was a complete solid when I took the engine apart. There was nothing easy about this. The cylinder walls were scratched because the pins came out of position. I had to sleeve it. There was a lot of work involved in that little motor.
The Scout has a 45 cubic inch, 740 cc V-twin engine with a left side foot clutch and right hand shifter. What's the appeal of this?
The appeal is its rarity. It's the artistry of its design, in my opinion. You know, because beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And the fact that it's in as-is condition, the way the old man wrote it back in the 40s, it just grabs my attention. And because it's the way it is, it drags a lot of attention when I ride it. Everybody's looking at it everywhere I go.
Before getting this running this year, had you ever ridden a bike with a foot clutch and hand shifter?
Never.
For every other motorcyclist who has never ridden a bike with a foot clutch and a hand shifter, what's the learning curve like?
I had to convince myself that it was like driving a car. The left foot clutch, right hand shift, accelerator was on the left, which is the only thing that really threw me off, and the rear brake was on the right. So it's technically like driving a car. I just had to convince myself that I was driving a car, but on two wheels.
What amazes you most about the way it rides?
How smooth it rides for being such a rigid tail motorcycle. I feel nothing when I ride that boat. I hit bumps, I feel nothing. It's so well designed in the sense of the seat so well sprung. The front end, I had to do a lot of tuning. Those were a little bit bent. I had to do a lot of machining and a lot of tuning on that. But that front end glides now. It's beautiful. I feel nothing when I ride it. That's what astounds me the most for such old technology.
And you've decided to leave it as is and not make it pretty.
Correct.
Why?
Because it's a time capsule for the era that it went to sleep in 1952. That's when the motor finally blew on the gentleman who owned it. And it's been sitting in that condition for 70 years. I feel like at this point, I will be altering its history. It survived this long unmolested. And I felt like if I changed it, I would be compromising its history, because it survived 70 years in a basement. That's my ride in Trumbull, Connecticut for CT Insider. I'm Bud Wilkinson.